Welcome. I'm your host, Dustin.
And I'm motherfucking Dustin too.
Yes, you are, motherfucker. And we're here continuing our Halloween retrospective. We are nearing the end. It doesn't seem like it, but we are. But we're going in the slump right now of the movies that really have polar opposites of like who really loves them and who really hates them. There's no really in between of any of these films. But the one that we're talking about today is Halloween H20, 20 years later.
Halloween Agua.
Yep. Honestly, growing up, when this came out, that's what we all said. It's Halloween water. And they should have came out with the brand.
Some Halloween wooter. I'm talking about.
Hell yeah, dude. But before we jump into this, let's go to the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Alrighty then. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, this one I think has the most critic ratings out of any of the ones that we've done so far, and I mean by like a lot. Yes, it has 70 reviews.
That would make sense just because of when it came out.
Yeah.
You know, being out in '98 when Rotten Tomatoes was kind of like, all right, let's get people on this fucking thing. But also, I feel like people just reviewed it to fucking bash it.
Yeah, maybe.
But all right. So there's how many? There's 70. What?
Just 70 reviews for critics.
70. Okay. 14%.
You ready?
56. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yep. And the audience has over 100,000 reviews.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this one.
All right.
This one's a big one, man.
I'll say 63.
49. So
that almost about even.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You know, this was the movie 20 years later, as it says, you know, after the first one came out. And, you know, a lot of people are hyped for it. I was too young when this came out. I was only 5 when this came out. You would have been a little bit older than me. So obviously I didn't really know like all the hype and stuff that was going on with it because I'm a fucking 5-year-old. But, you know, going and looking at the stuff later in my teens and talking to friends who watched it around the same time as I did because either a parent had it or whatever. I remember this one being extremely hated. But before I dive into my side of the story and where I'm going to be ranking this, because I have a feeling all y'all are going to be hating me, but what's your backstory on this?
So this was my very first Halloween recorded off TV movie.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, dude, like this was like when Dimension Films was out, you know, Scream. Unfortunately, the Weinsteins are attached to it, but
yeah.
This movie, and it's also like the era where they decided to put rappers in movies, which I'm not mad at it in this one.
It was just weird.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it, but yeah, no, I remember this being in theaters. I was a little too young for this one, but the next one was the one I did get to see in theaters.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no, like I said, and with it Josh Hartnett's first movie, you know, paralleling The Faculty.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of potential this movie had. And, you know, it's unfortunate that a lot of people really do shit on it, but for a good reason. Like their shitting on is valid.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But this is the one where Friday the 13th. This is the one where Halloween started to have fun.
In a sense, yeah. I know what you mean.
But yeah, no, that is my history with it, man. Like I said, I've recorded it off TV. I was a ripe age of 9 years old. And I was
you old fuck.
Yeah, right. Little too fucking scared to watch it by myself when I recorded it, let alone again. But you know what? I'm here now, baby.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back at it, but like I say with all the other ones, watch this on AMC. But I also remember renting this one a lot when Blockbuster and Hollywood Video was around. Because this one they had on the shelf all the time because no one wanted to fucking watch it. So I was like, yeah, let's just go ahead and get this one. And then I had a friend later on when I started to like go back through these movies. He had all the Halloween movies. And for some reason, I was always like, "Hey, can I borrow the Halloween H20?" And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, dude."
You can have it, yeah.
It's like, and actually, I think I do own it. I think he did give it to me. It's in the other room.
Yeah.
And I remember having a lot of fun with this one because I wasn't as scared watching this as to like all the other ones because a lot of this is like in daytime or it's just very white all over the place and it's pretty well lit. There's definitely a few moments in here that's really creepy, like when Michael's up against the window at the end and it's just his face and Laurie's just looking out there and he's just like pressing and she's like, "Oh fuck."
Through the door.
Yeah, through the door. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the little elevator scene that kept going up and up. That one really got me when I was younger. And it was LL Cool J that was in this one, right? He was a security guard.
Ladies love Cool J.
Yeah, I mean he is a cool dude, man. He is cool.
He told Myers, he said, "Mama said knock you out."
Yeah, he was really really good in this one, even though he was obviously in it very very short. But his scenes are great. And I kind of really enjoyed the presence that Michael had in this movie compared to the other ones. It felt more sinister in a way because of how much he was infiltrating where Laurie was and like literally like hunted her. And she's like, "Oh no, it's in my past, And it's also really cool because, Jamie Lee Curtis actually has a little moment with her mom on screen in this, her actual mother, which was really, really cool. But this was also around the time where Jamie Lee Curtis was kind of just doing this stuff for the money. And this is why a lot of people, even till this day, don't like her that much, which, I mean, say as you want about her. She's a good actress, she can pretty much hold her own and whenever she's doing stuff. But going back to the overall feeling of this movie and like how I feel about it, I do hold this one in higher regard than a lot of the other ones, and I'm sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about. I mean, it's your opinion, dude.
And I'm just gonna say it. This one lands at number 5 in my list, and I still have to tell you what my number 3 is, and I know that one's gonna give me a lot of shit. But hey, it is what it is. This one, I just have a lot of fond memories with this one of renting it at the store all the time and throwing it on when I was borrowing it from my friend all the time because I just loved the vibe of this one. It just felt disconnected than all the other ones, and that's what I really enjoyed. It wasn't like still trying to follow the same things every time, same tone, same storylines. Yeah, we got rid of Jamie from the previous movies and whatever. I mean, because obviously she died.
Laurie's alive.
Yeah.
In this one, So
yeah, so
it's been about 20 years since she's been in this fucking franchise.
So like it really makes you be like, oh, okay, so we're gonna have some badassery in here, and there is some really cool fucking fighting at the end of this movie, like some really good fighting. Let's not talk about the mask though, because it differs from scene to scene.
Let's get it out of the way. Just get the mask out of the way. The fucking CGI. Awful mask that they used half and half this movie, and then the practical mask that they used is just as bad.
Yeah.
But that is the major flaw of this movie. Like this is they didn't need to do that, and unfortunately they did. And that's it. That's all we can say about it. It's just utter shit.
Yeah, I mean it's around the time where a lot of companies were using CGI to see what they could do and try to, cut budget, which it's just a fucking mask, dude. Just grab an old one.
Just use the one you used before.
Just grab the one. Well, the one from the first movie is definitely fucking long gone, but it's like, just have Tommy Lee Wallace come and make a new one for you. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one lands at number 5 on my list, and I say if you haven't watched this one in a while, go back and watch it again, and you might realize how kind of fun this one is, and how surprising some of the stuff is. Yeah, the acting is a little time to time, but it's the fucking 90s, dude. Like, the acting was more cringy than it was in the 80s, let's be honest.
Yeah, and like I said, it's during the Dimension film times, and that is like in our era, like in the 80s, that was the teen heartthrob era of horror. This 98 to 2004 is the teen heartthrob of at least my era.
Yeah.
Of fucking actors, dude. And like everybody in this movie is attractive.
Yeah. Oh,
Everyone is. Everyone is, you know? And
even
like,
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael.
But that's what Dimension did, is they tried to make a hot teen movie. And for this one, for me, man, I have it ranked 4, 5, 6. I have it ranked at 7.
Okay.
Out of 13.
Wow.
Because
I'm scared.
No.
I'm scared.
Like
I'm scared what your other ones are.
Because like you, this is the one that I guess I got to experience this one. I didn't revisit a movie that was already made. You know, like the first, second, and third one. You know, like I wasn't alive during those. You weren't alive during those. But this one was around when we were able to hold it in our hands.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why, you know, I gravitate towards it. You gravitate towards it. And I mean, the only thing that it was missing, dude, for me is the score. Again, the score is pretty lame in this one, but they also, I feel like they had needle drops.
I think so, if I remember.
A couple of like jams in it, but I mean, it opened with Inner Sandman, or not Inner Sandman. God damn, Mr. Sandman. But they played that a couple of times, but
yeah, it's harking back to like the original, the first 1 and 2. So this was definitely, obviously, a callback to when the first one came out, because you have returning cast members, which is just one. Just imagine if Donald Pleasance was still alive and he was in this, and how much better this would have been.
Again, that's another thing we were missing, was a Loomis character, somebody who was the harbinger of good. Is what this movie was missing, because you know we have Laurie Strode who has dealt with this trauma
and her
for
stupid
over
husband
20 years, and her stupid methed out husband that left her, and Josh Hartnett being a dickhead at 17. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, you live with her. Yeah. Sorry, man. Yep. But that's what we were missing, was the harbinger of good, like somebody who embodied the Loomis character, and I thought that's what we were gonna get, like when younger, with the nurse at the beginning of this movie.
Oh, okay.
Because she was Loomis's nurse, and I was like, why the fuck does she have all this stuff? And then they explain. I'm like, okay. And then that's when Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets the hockey skates in the face.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
He goes, yeah, he fucked up your office and your kitchen. Gotta go. And fucking scurried out, man. But I thought that's all we were really missing, was just the beacon of good. And this movie just didn't have it. This movie just had survive, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just really
what do they call them? That's an Ahab, is what that is.
Okay.
An Ahab. I learned that from Behind the Mask.
Yeah.
An Ahab.
Fuck, that's a term I have not heard in a while. Yeah, now that you bring that up, wow. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like they couldn't replace Donald Pleasance though. Like, there's nobody.
Well, we'll get to that one when they try.
Hey, you stop that right now.
But yeah, just this film, it's a lot of fun. If you just kind of shred off all the negativity people say about this, if you even don't even think about the mask when it's like in and out of CGI, and just be there for the atmosphere, because I feel like the atmosphere in here is pretty good. There's some tense moments for sure. The score lacking a bit, but the setting that it's in, and seeing Laurie back in here and they're trying something new. This is around the time we got Scream out and everything. Wes Craven was really redoing things. Yeah, and you can see that they were pulling in a lot of stuff from that, and New Nightmare, a lot of things like that. They're just trying to just blend it all together, and most of the time it works pretty well. But Yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those films that I think people are still going to be. I either really love it or I really fucking hate it. I don't think there's ever going to be a middle of the road for this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's not utterly awful. Like
No.
it's not.
No, there's the
Like
little ones.
the kills are cool. It's brutal. This is, and we also kind of get like the, I don't want to say compassion from Myers because like we've seen it before where he doesn't really mess around with children. Because there's that lady and her child in the bathroom at the beginning of this movie, and all Michael Myers does is fucking take her purse and scoot with her car.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna drive away now. Bye.
Yeah, expert driver over there. And I also, did you happen to notice what type of tables Laurie Strode was crawling under in that chase scene?
No, I don't think I was ever paying attention to that.
Did you ever watch wrestling when you were a kid?
Yeah.
So when the Dudley Boys said get the tables and they bring out those tables that didn't have any metal bars on them or anything so they could plow right through them?
Yeah.
That's what those were.
All right, so they're using stunt tables.
Is Michael Myers standing on top of that with all of his weight because they've already established that he is heavy as fuck. Like he is a dense person.
Dude, he's a shape.
Dude, he's tiptoeing. He's tiptoeing on those fucking tables, dude.
He's got the entire school holding all the tables up from underneath.
Yeah. But no, like I said, there's no middle of the road. It's love it or hate it. But it is not bad at all.
No. So definitely go watch it again. But I think that's pretty much all I have for this one. Because
I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
If this were the end of the Laurie Strode storyline, I would have been okay with that.
Me too,
because
honestly.
At the end, Myers gets his. Myers is not dead, of course, because they think he's dead.
Yep.
Unzips a bag. Laurie gets into this car accident and sends Myers flying out the car, dude. Van is tumbling. The van pins him against this tree.
Yep. And yeah.
There's a whole interaction. Whole 6-minute scene right there where Laurie's talking to him. He's coherent. He's reaching out. And then she chops his fucking head off with the fire axe.
Yeah.
I would have been okay if that was the end of the Laurie Strode storyline.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And no, you going back to that, with him kind of like being aware and more of a person in this one, I think is another thing I really enjoyed. Because the other movies, I guess we can go back to Halloween 6, he kind of had a little bit of that. But this one was a lot more of him being like, I hear you, and a lot of get out of my head type of thing that he's doing in this one. And also with him like swinging or like trying to be like, save me, like at the end he was like, oh come, like I love that about this Michael Myers. I think if we continued, if Laurie was gone, right, and she never came back, and somehow Michael was put back together and he came back, but not with the storylines that we already have after this one. Say we're just going to continue with this and him still hold on to that type of emotion that he had, I think he would have been way scarier in the films coming, because they kind of dropped that act when we get into Resurrection. Yeah,
there's only one more in the Laurie Strode storyline until David Gordon Green
and Rob Zombie. Yeah.
Anyways, all right, man. What we gotta do to get out of here?
All right. Well, as everybody would have seen by now, we have dropped our shirt, and it is badass. A lot of people.
It's wicked awesome.
Yeah, and like we've had already people requesting and wanting them, and Derek Eyeball Soup, he did a great fucking job, and dude, good on you for getting him to do this because his art is phenomenal. And
you said you wanted something creepy and deteriorating, and I only know one person.
We're
And that
definitely
is
going to be
Derek.
going to him for more art like this in the future for sure. But so far the shirts seem to be seem to be going pretty good for the people that have seen it on Patreon. But right now, I think it would be out for everybody at this point. You guys would have seen the design, and if you guys want to request them and you want one, just DM us on Patreon or any of the socials, and we'll get you all the information that you need to get a shirt. But I'm really, really excited to finally have something people can have from the show, because it's been almost, believe it or not, almost fucking 4 years, dude. It'll be 4 years next March.
Oh yeah, man.
And haven't really put out anything physical other than things I did at the events and stuff like that people came out for. I think very early on I tried doing shirts, but it did not come out right. But I'm really excited for this, and thank you for everybody who has been wanting one and, sharing it around and talking it up, and also just being here listening to the show and enjoying this Halloween retrospective, because this is really fucking fun, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you did mention a Patreon. We have one, and you could support us over there for as low as $1. And you get early access to everything. You get first viewings of stuff like our shirt. And yeah, there's just a ton of cool shit going on over there. So, Dustin, let's get out of here.
Hell yeah. All right, you guys go watch these Halloween movies, especially this one, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Later.